This is the accusation. They're throwing around the word treason.
I hate to say this, but President Barack Obama, there is now incontrovertible evidence that he was the spearhead of a seditious conspiracy to subvert the will of the American people and overthrow the United States government back in 2016.
They're saying that Obama knew that Russia did not meddle in the election, did not have any impact.
Barack Obama used to be the symbol of hope and change. Now, that image is getting peeled back layer by layer, and Joe Rogan's not exactly using gloves. Armed with sharp wit and zero tolerance for political PR, Rogan slices through the speeches and media glow to reveal a presidency full of contradictions. Behind the polished promises and picture-perfect branding lies a reality that's far less flattering. The shine is fading. The script isn't landing. And finally, the truth is cracking through the perfectly staged illusion.
No. He gets a glass of Flint tap water, and I swear to God, he drinks it like this. Flushes.
Can I get some water? I really did need a glass of water. This is not a stunt.
You're doing something isn't a stunt. You have to. It's
100% a stunt. When was the last time a president stopped a speech to ask, "Can I get a glass of water?" They would never do that. They would have water ready for him.
Obama walks through history like a guy obsessed with his own Wikipedia page, refreshing it every 5 minutes, hoping the story sounds better. But every update feels more like fanfiction than fact. Rogan didn't warm up. He came out swinging like a guy who just realized the emperor isn't just naked. He's live streaming the wardrobe malfunction on Netflix.
Obama did it, where he repeated that lie about Donald Trump talking about white supremacists, saying they're very fine people on both sides. Let's play it.
Said that there were very fine people on both sides of a white supremacist rally.
You had some very bad people in that group, but you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay?
That's crazy. I have never seen
that Obama legend. It's been polished so often it's basically a mirror, shiny, but full of reflections no one questions anymore. Hope, change, unity, buzzwords from 2008 that have aged worse than a viral dance trend. Rogan didn't buy the script. His breakdown didn't feel like commentary. It felt like controlled demolition. Underneath the speeches and stage presence, Rogan saw a man pulling strings, dodging blame, and floating above responsibility like a monk with a missile button.
Absolutely must hold every one of these criminals accountable for the crimes that they committed. They are the most heinous crimes committed in American history.
But yet promoted this idea.
James Comey, John Brennan, Clapper, Rice, Biden was in the meeting. They briefed Barack Obama on Hillary Clinton's plan to, quote, tie Trump to Russia collusion lies. It consumed our national discourse.
Obama spent 8 years playing America's calm, cool professor. Soft voice, slow gestures, hammock energy. But Rogan wasn't hypnotized. He knew that behind the TED Talk delivery was a presidency that made moves so questionable, even magicians were like, how'd he pull that off? They said he was the cool president. Rogan's take? Cool is cute, until you use it to freeze public outrage while pulling the strings backstage.
Every other president got roasted, and one time, during the White House press correspondence thing, Obama went on stage and he roasted Trump. And one of the lines he said to Trump, he said, "I'm one thing that you'll never be, which is the president of the United States." Because this is when Trump was trying to claim that Obama's from Kenya. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
The birther stuff.
Yeah.
Which is wild. That stuff was wild.
Before we go deeper, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Now let's talk foreign policy. Because when it comes to exporting chaos with a smile, Obama was basically a modern art pioneer. More drone strikes than an esports tournament. Talked peace while launching missiles like a Nobel Prize winning arsonist. Rogan didn't even have to exaggerate. Just listing the countries Obama bombed was enough to make that peace prize look like a gag gift from the military-industrial complex.
About Biden.
Give me some volume and go full screen.
What you know now, do you wish you had a third term? You know what, if I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony, I'd be fine with that.
We know he wasn't really running the country.
Yeah.
We used to think he was actually running the country, and now they're like, no, he didn't even see those executive orders. That was all.
Let's not forget the surveillance era. Under Obama, the NSA turned into Big Brother with a budget. Citizens got watched like they were auditioning for Surveillance, the reality show. Meanwhile, Obama gave beautiful speeches about liberty and transparency. Rogan exposed the trapdoor Obama sold freedom on camera while wiretapping it off screen. And the media? They didn't report, they cheered. Reporters didn't just cover him. They fanboyed like interns at a TEDx event. Then came the economic rebound fairy tale. Obama took a bow for saving the economy, but Rogan called out the truth. Wall Street got the bailout. Main Street got breadcrumbs. The rich thrived, and everyone else got hashtags and hope.
The level of surveillance that this government is putting forward is insane.
It is crazy. And remember when Obama was confronted about it, he's like, it's just metadata.
Metadata.
No worries.
Yeah, it's fine. Just trust us.
Just metadata.
Yeah.
We're just collecting metadata. And Snowden's like, no, I was reading people's emails.
Right.
Yeah, we all read emails.
And there was some reporter, I forget her name, like they were deleted. She was on her computer and you could see the file being deleted right in front of her. She took a video with her camera. I think Ed Snowden should be allowed to walk free.
After politics, Obama didn't disappear. He pivoted. Suddenly, he's producing docs, curating playlists, and narrating his life like he's his own Ken Burns special. Rogan couldn't stop laughing. Commander-in-Chief turned influencer-in-chief. Obama preached climate panic while scooping up beachfront real estate like sea levels were just fake news. Then came the Russia debacle. Not the Trump version Obama's. In 2016, Russia ran wild with interference, while his administration watched like confused librarians. They saw it. They knew. And then acted surprised when it worked. Cyber defense? A sigh and a sternly worded email. Rogan called out the apathy hiding behind that above the fray mask.
They repeated that lie.
Why would you place your faith in somebody who instituted a so-called Muslim ban?
I just completely lost respect for Obama when he repeated that lie a few days before the election, knowing it's false.
Who said that there were very fine people on both sides of a white supremacist rally?
This just shows how desperate they were to keep Trump out, which is wild.
Who sat down for pleasantries with Holocaust deniers?
They just felt like this is a tool that we have, and let's use it. And let's just say whatever the f*** we have.
Let's talk healthcare. The big promise turned into a bureaucratic escape room. Obama sold it as simple and affordable, but what America got was a system so confusing it needed tech support and prayer. The border? That's where Rogan spotted peak hypocrisy. The guy who lectured the world on compassion oversaw the cage-building era and gave it a new name. Rogan didn't yell. He just held up the facts. Same policies, different packaging. And the gun debate? Classic Obama, emotional speeches, zero follow-through. Tears on camera, silence in policy. Rogan wasn't fooled. He called it what it was, performance over progress.
I think the best people age the hardest. I think Obama was probably like a very idealistic young man.
Oh, Lord, what's going on now? Who's hollering? I can't even see it.
Who really wanted to change the world. And that dude aged more than anybody.
I mean, I'm getting old, so I can't hear that well. I can't see that good.
Who aged the least? Trump. Trump just
This is something that
he just brushed that shit off his shoulders like it was nothing.
We knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships.
Then there's the cult of personality. Obama's fan base treats him like a mix between Gandhi and Elon Musk. He tweets about socks, and the internet has a meltdown. Rogan cut through it all. He's not a sage, he's a brand. Carefully built, endlessly protected. Immune to criticism thanks to nostalgia and media adoration. Rogan wasn't blinded by the glow. He looked at outcomes, division, institutional mistrust, and whistleblowers hunted like criminals. Obama promised transparency, then came down harder on truth-tellers than anyone before him. Rogan didn't just criticize. He exposed the contradiction, shining a light by revealing who turned it off.
Obama mocked him. Remember? He did the White House press correspondence dinner, and he said,
No one is happier, no one is prouder to put this birth certificate matter to rest than the Donald. So he can finally get back to focusing on the issues that matter. Did we fake the moon landing? What really happened in Roswell? And where are Biggie and Tupac?
You see Trump in the audience going,
He made fun of
You're taunting a psycho.
Yeah.
Even in retirement, Obama can't resist stepping back into the spotlight to drop Instagram deep insights like your out-of-touch uncle at Thanksgiving. Rogan tore through the vibes. Those detached speeches? That soft smugness? It's not wisdom, it's marketing. He talks like a bystander to his own presidency. Memoirs packed with self-congratulation, 2 volumes deep, but still allergic to accountability. Rogan said reading them was like sitting in a sauna with a motivational speaker who won't stop talking about himself. Sweaty, exhausting, and somehow more confusing than clarifying.
Remember when they gave that speech, when he gave a speech on television, and everybody was like, fuck this. And then they were, it kind of just went away.
It was one of the most beautiful moments in modern American history. People really actually stood up and stopped a war from happening.
Today, I authorize the Armed Forces of the United States to begin a limited military action in Libya in support of an international effort to protect.
Rogan's final take? Obama's greatest skill wasn't leadership, it was illusion. He mastered the dramatic pause, the soulful gaze, the speech that promised everything and delivered almost nothing. He wasn't a president. He was a product. A political iPhone, sleek, expensive, and less useful with every update. While America still deals with the fallout from his decisions, Obama floats above it all with a Netflix deal and a smirk. But the gloss is wearing off. The applause is thinning. The truth? It's not just coming out, it's kicking down the door.
Watching Daniel Negreanu, the great poker player, was on Tim Pool's show, and they were talking about his shift in political ideologies, and then a lot of it came from when they were accusing Trump of saying that thing that Obama repeated falsely during the campaign. He was talking about white nationalists and neo-Nazis and saying there's very fine people on both sides.
But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
And Negreanu, he had heard the clip where Trump said it, where it was edited. He had never seen the full thing. And then once he saw the full thing, he was like, what the fuck? And it immediately made him realize, like, oh my God, they're lying. This is years after Daniel had known it was false. And then Obama's sitting right next to Trump and they're joking around with each other. Hey, pal, I know you're a neo-Nazi lover, you fuck.
Because at the end of the day, charisma doesn't pay the bill history leaves behind. While Obama cruises into the Netflix after party, the consequences of his smooth-talking presidency are still hitting hard. Rogan didn't just question the narrative, he demolished it. Being likable doesn't mean being effective. Drone diplomacy, Wall Street bailouts, media worship, it wasn't a success story. It was a carefully scripted illusion that's starting to fray. The glow is fading. What's left? A guy who mastered the look of leadership while dodging the weight of it. Rogan didn't just roast him, he exposed him. And the myth? It's finally starting to crack.